So guys, this is our first lecture about JavaScript. As you know, JavaScript is used in both front end and back end, and mostly the most used language in web development. So right now we start with our first code and how to run that code in a VS Code or a Google Chrome or any browser. So let's understand how can we display our first code. So start with this using inner HTML. Inner HTML is a way to manipulate an HTML element and change its property and display it in our output like Google console or a VS Code. So right now you can't understand it. Before, when we do have a practical login, you can better understanding of it. Document write, you can use this for testing purpose, because every code you write will display with this command cannot be stored in a VS Code or either in a console.log, mean to say in Google Chrome. So it is used for testing purpose. And Windows alert, pop-up window will be appear when you use this command for output. So you also cannot use these two specifically because you're a beginner. So this is beginner friendly. Just remember that. Okay. So just this command console.log, that's all. And how can we use it? Let's go to our VS Code. I will teach you both in VS Code and Google Chrome, both way. So here in Google Chrome, just right click, inspect, and here we go in console. Ignore these, just right click, clear console. Now as we know, we just write down console, okay, dot log bracket 5 plus 9 bracket close semicolon, and just enter, and here is our answer. So you can write your first code in Google Chrome, but here is a catch. If I refresh it, it will gone. So we need a proper ID to write down our code, so you can use it in later. So we need a VS Code, but before going into VS Code you need to install Node.js. And what is Node.js? It's just a program. For right now you just write Node.js in Google Chrome, just go there, downloads, pre-built, choose current or previous, it's on you. Download, just next, that's done. Windows, Mac, according to your system. So you need this Node.js so you can run a code in VS Code. If you don't install Node.js, the code will not be run in VS Code. Just remember that, okay? It is the most important thing. So right now we are in our VS Code. So how can we write a code on VS Code just like you write that code on a Google Chrome console.log, because VS Code help you write code faster. Just remember that. As you know, 5 plus 9, oh sorry, not 2 plus okay guys, and semicolon, and just write down here. Okay, I have to save it first. Control S, save, and just run it down. 14. Not for this code because I have to clear output first. Okay guys, so here is the answer, 14. Just remember, you always have to save that code with Control S and then use a code runner extension to run that code. Okay, it is easier for you. There are many methods to use in console or in terminal to display the code, but I think so for a beginner you need an extension, need code runner. And where you install code runner, just go in extensions, code runner, just type here code runner, and it will show code runner. Just click on it and install. That's all, not a rocket science, just simple. Okay guys, so here is our first code. So what can we do now? Okay, as you know, you can write your first program, but you need to know that how to write that program and which thing work in what ways. So let's go to our slide and we will teach you what is variables and how can use these variables in JavaScript. So as you can see, using inner HTML, you can use that command like that. Mean to say this part is equal to console dot log. Okay, but right now you can focus on it. Okay, so here are our main thing you can remember. You can use this for output or a result of your program or a code. Okay, just remember that. So now, what is block scope and what is global scope? Before that, we have to teach you what is variable. So variable is a place. Okay, you can assume that it is a place where you can put your values in a computer. So first of all, I have acquired a space in a computer memory, so we can name this space as x f. Now computer know that this place has a name of x. Okay, so that is called variable. But if there is a place, you can put something on it, so it has a better understanding of this, that this place name is x, and you can put a value in it. Mean to say I put 4 in it, so it is a graphical representation. But how can you tell computer about it? So it is very easy. For example, we can tell them it is a variable name x. Okay, so this command will be displayed, and if you want to do this, you can tell computer it is a variable name x and has a value of 4. Okay, hope you understand it. Mean to say you can name any variable and assign any value in it, and these values are also known as data types. Okay, mean to say computer is a dumb machine, so you can tell him everything, that you can do this and that. So that's why they create IDs, so you can use IDs to do this. Okay, so what is block scope and global scope? Block scope mean if you put any type of variable between in these brackets, it is block scope, and outside these bracket it is a global scope. Mean to say if I write down x is equal to 4, so x here is 4, but outside this box x is not 4. Or if I write it down x is 6, so in this box x is 4, but outside this box x values of x is 6 here, 6 here, not here. Here x value is 4. That is called block scope, and you can use these two as a global scope, and this one is block. That is the concept of block scope and global scope. I can use this concept in VS Code, so you can better understanding of it. So guys, we can use our block scope and global scope concept here. So what if I use a bracket and declare a variable with the name of let x is equal to 2 semicolon. So right now the value of x is here is x2, but the value of x is here is nothing. Mean to say that if we use double slash for comment purpose, x cannot be used here. X cannot used here. Okay, so x can only be used within these brackets, but there is a variable property. If we use var here, x can be used here, because var has a global scope. Var keyword has a global scope. It can both be mean to say that you can use x anywhere around in this code right now. But if you use let, it can only be used between these brackets, and the value of x could be anything outside of the bracket. Okay, so this is the concept of global and block, and we write some code about it, so you better have understanding of it. So as I know, I will already teach you about var and let, but we will explain it in a detail. How can we use var and let in it? Mean to say that if I use a var, start with a var variable. So if I use a var variable, mean to say var x is equal to 10, so value of x here is its value. Here value of x is 10 at that point. But what if I put a bracket and also declare var x is equal to 2? So value of x is 2 between these brackets. Outside these bracket, what is the value of x? Tell me. It is 10 or 2. So outside these bracket, the value of x will be 2, because var has a property name redeclare. What is redeclare? You mean to say that if first of all you have assign a value of x is 10, now you can change the value to 2. So the value in this code is right now 2. If you also apply var keyword again in this code and change the value of x to something like x is equal to 4, now the value of x is 4. So var variable can be used in a code anywhere, but it will create some glitches. So they will create another variable which is known as let. So what is let? Let x is equal to 10 and let x is equal to 2. So here x value is 2, here the value of x is 10. Hope you understand it well, because x has a block effect, so this block cannot affect this block. Okay, global block is separate than simple block. Okay, so hope you understand between var and let variable. Okay, so now what is our next topic? The most important one, what is constant and how to use it? So first I tell you what is constant, so you can use it better in this, because const cannot be redeclared, cannot be reassigned, and have a block scope. Okay, just remember that. What is the meaning of this? Meaning of this is you cannot do this like if you put a const, like I will start with here. I think so I will start with here. If I want to display const pi value of pi is equal to 3.1415. okay, so it should be declare when you declare its variable. Mean to say that when I assign this, I also should assign its value. It cannot be assigned like that. Const pi and after that pi is equal to 3.1415. so this one is wrong. You always assign value when you assign its variable. Just remember that. Okay, and why we use this? Because const cannot change it. You always use const when you declare array, object, function, and etc. But what are these arrays, object, function? Because it is a first video, so I will explain you, but I will give you a little bit of hint of it so you understand it better. So guys, I will create a constant array and it will help you to understand better how const work. So first of all I have to create an array, so I will create it like const, and array, the name of array should be cars or driver or buses, anything you want. Okay, and array look like that. The first car would be BMW. Okay, and separated with comma, and the second car would be Volvo. Okay, and the third one should be Audi, my favorite. Okay guys, now we have declared all of it. Just close the bracket and here is our first array. That's all. And you can change this array. Okay, you cannot redeclare it, but you can change it. You can add it, but you cannot redeclare it. Mean to say that you cannot create a new const cars and you can create like that const car and now just like that car is equal to this. No, it cannot work here. But how can you change it? Just change it like first of all I have select a array, then I'd select its position. As you know, array start with 0, mean to say the first position is 0, second one is 1, and third one is 2. Okay, just remember that. Now I want to add in something like Toyota on Audi in it, so you can change the element. Mean to say, if I write it down like car 0 and Toyota, so it will change BMW to Toyota. Or if I want to add something, mean to say I want to add the fourth car, how can you add it? Just write down car dot push, mean to say it is a command to push something in it, and I will write Audi, Audino. So the fourth car is Audino. So we can use VS Code for further explanation, so you can better understanding of it. So guys, how can we write a code in VS Code to understand it? It is very simple. First of all, you need to make a array. So I will use const, and the array name should be cars is equal to, or you can use spacing if you want for better understanding of it. And the array name should be, the first car should be Honda. Okay, and the second car should be Toyota, and the third one would be, I think so, BMW. Write it wrong, BMW. Okay guys, we have set up our first array. Now if you want to change it, first of all I will teach you how you can change it. Just write it down, cars, its position number. I want to change the first position. Okay, and the first position should be like that. I want to add SAP against Honda. So let's see, can it change it? First of all, Control S, save, and you want to display the output. As we remember, we use console for our display, just or output or a result. You can name it anything which is convenient for you. And what would I write? Cars. Okay, the array name, semicolon, Control save, and I will go here and just play. So SAP Toyota BMW, the first one should be Honda, but I will change it to SAP. Okay, now I remove it, and I will teach you how you can add in it. Just the array name, cars dot push, if you want to push something in. Okay, now write it down. What is the name of the car you want to push in? I want to push in, I think so, SAP. No, SAP nahi. You can push it like Audi. I think so, that is good. So just use bracket, Audi, that's it. Control save and run the code. Honda, Toyota, BMW, Audi. Always remember that if you push anything in array, it will go to the last position. Mean to say, as you know, Honda 0, Toyota 1, BMW 2, Audi 3. If you add another thing, it will 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's goes on. So here is our first code. Hope you understand it better. If you have something to ask, just ask me. Thank you.